Hi guys, welcome to your video progress report in which you were slightly starring in. Okay, so what we're doing today, as you've already mentioned, is that we have a bit of a bolting issue. Made it out the front door, not fun. So we want to make sure that you guys have a cue to rely on to get him back to you. Now this is very introductory. We're just doing this inside as of right now, and we are pairing it with Leave It and desensitizing the front door. You will notice that you will have to do this a lot inside to really get him to listen to his name a little bit better. There's a few things that Skrilla does is that when he is focused on something, if he's going to make it out the front door, you say his name and it's like right over his head. So all we're doing is creating an exercise in which when you say come and his name, it means that really big things are going to happen. So very, very simple. When you're practicing recall, you say his name once, you say come once, and then you follow it up with a lot of baby talk. You'll find that we're going to do a lot of clicking, weird noises, as Taylor is doing right now, and mostly the reinforcement is very, very high. The rate of reinforcement is crazy high because even if you're pissed off that your dog got away from you, you need to let them know that you appreciate that they did choose to come back from you. Now, obviously, we're keeping it very simple inside because there's not a whole lot of reason for him to get away. However, the treat ladies are here, and there have been several instances where he's interested in something else, and he still gets away from us. So that means that it's definitely something to be reinforcing indoors as well as the backyard. And when we eventually take this to the front, using a long line and making sure there's no way for him to mess up or get away, only good opportunities to happen. Thanks for coming on back. So again, we're saying his name once. We're going to say come once, and then we're following it up with a lot of baby talk. And immediately when he comes to Taylor, she's either clicking or saying yes, like so, and then he's getting multiple treats. When we do recall, this is one of the few behaviors where we actually go ahead and jackpot treated. 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive treats in a row. Fun fact about dogs, you can give them an entire pile of treats and they think that's just one. However, if you give them 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, they think, whoa, what did I just do to blow your mind? So it is quantity over quality. Very important thing to know, and that is what Taylor's doing right now. Skrilla, come. Good job. Good job. So right then, just followed it up with some prompt, the baby talk, the kissy noises, but make sure not to repeat his name or your cue too many times because you're going to make it irrelevant. And recall is one of the many where a lot of people say things way too often, and so the dog is like, well, you're saying something, but I'm just not hearing you because it's really not worth my while. So eventually what you can do is you enforce these cues so much, his name, the recall, so that you can eventually eliminate the prompts, but until then, continue to just make yourself your dog's cheerleader. Oh, you cheating? Are you cheating? Okay. All right, so now we have an opportunity to utilize a little bit of the Leave It, which I'm going to get back in frame so you can see this. Hey, right here. Good job. I'm going to have Cheese up to his face. Taylor is going to call him over. If he does not respond immediately, then she will follow this up with a Leave It. And I'm making sure that you can see him. You may not see us as well, but you guys are also here so you can see it.
Skrilla, leave it. Come.
Very good. He did that really well. So it's good to know about this. There's not a lot of instances where someone's going to have something up to his face, but the situation that you're creating is there's a distraction in which he's not going to want to disengage from, and then Taylor's going to use a cue, or you guys are going to use a cue and see, does it actually work? So another one is his new bone, which he's very, very fond of. Using distractions like this, creating situations like this, which don't seem realistic, tests where you're actually at. You know,
I don't know where you are. Skrilla,
there we got the good boy. Good job. So being able to gauge how well these cues are working in simple situations like this before you try to, go up against the bush across the street that smells like dog pee or the cat that's, going across. Can he even leave his bone alone as you're calling him over? Taylor now has the bone and I'm going to call him over to me. Nope, he's cheating.
Okay, good job.
He's a cheater. Oh, you're just fine. Skrilla, come. Good job. Good boy. Yes. Also, guys, a really important thing to know is that recall is at any distance. A lot of people jump the gun and they go ahead and try recall, 20, 30, 50 feet away, in which recall should actually start indoors and it should start at very short distances. If your dog struggles with listening, then if they came to you and it was all of a foot, then thank them for it. Let them know that you appreciate them listening to the cues, and then you always build up distance from there. And that's really how every cue works. You want to build up on everything, even if it seems simple or silly to us. You have to remember that when he goes out that front door, there's nothing simple about a recall from 2 feet away when he could easily make the decision to look you dead in the eye and then run the other direction. Yes, I see you, but I'm going to run the other way. Taylor is messing with the back door right now, which is a hard trigger, and I'm going to call him to me. Skrilla, come. Skrilla, leave it. Come. Come on. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Good boy. You did it. Good job. Good. Good. Good job. So the hardest thing about practicing recall is trying not to repeat yourself and trying not to continue to say his name and come. So you're going to want to have in mind, figure out what your prompts are, and it may seem silly, but in the heat of the moment when you are actually pissed that he got away from you, you're going to want to know exactly what you're going to say and what works for him. For me, I can get my voice very high up, and I also am prone to tapping on things and just be exciting. Don't give up. A lot of times people give up in that moment. They're like, crap, my dog's just not coming back. You get the face of defeat and you just let them run off. That's exactly what you shouldn't do. Don't panic. Really stay in the moment, even if it feels like it's not working. You're still reminding them that you're relevant, and that eventually they're like, yeah, okay, I'll come back to you. Skrilla, come. So she's messing with the door right now, which is very, very difficult. She's messing particularly with the top lock, which is a trigger. He's used to just going outside doing his thing. I asked him to come to me first because that is the exercise that we're focusing on. However, I am about to ask him to leave it and then come. A lot of times when we do leave it, we'll tell you guys, okay, you said leave it. Now what do you want him to do? I want him to leave it, and I want him to come to me. Whenever you're working with difficult, he's whining right now. There's a little frustration involved, which means that I need to shorten the distance. Like I just said, recall happens at any distance, and if I'm too far away and there's a high likelihood that he's ignoring me, then all I have to do is get closer. And your goal is to get him to listen to these cues no matter what the distance. Now I know since this is struggling, I'm going to make sure that his reward is even more so worth it. Skrilla, come. Hey, you leave it? Come here. Good boy. Good job. So I'm walking even closer, getting even closer. He's looking at me. Good boy. Good job. Good job. A little life hack when it comes to recall is you can walk backwards, which you cannot see on frame right now, but I am leading him in the direction that I want him to go, and I just almost tripped over that. Okay, good job. Good boy. Good job. If there is one rule that you absolutely must follow when it comes to recall or your dog bolting, do not chase. If you chase, you have made it into a game. The best thing you can do if your dog does get out is circle back inside, grab the crinkliest bag of whatever, Doritos, something that stinks, something that's loud, shake it like crazy, follow, kind of watch where he's going. You do not want to run after him, but when you do get his attention, shake that bad boy, even though it seems counterintuitive and he made you really mad, do it anyways. And when he does come back to you, if it means dumping an entire bag of Doritos on his head, do it. Because he finally came back to you, and he could choose to go down the street and do whatever he does. So that's today's session. Did really awesome with recall. Hope this makes sense. I know it's kind of a weird frame with this video, but definitely practice. And our favorite game to practice with recall inside is hide and seek. Just hide in random spots and call him for no reason at all and see if he'll find you. If you guys have any more questions, let us know. If not, always a pleasure. See ya.